Don't be that person who didn't get results in 2024 because they didn't listen to this video. Here are 7 things all new AI users do wrong so you can avoid them. Now, I know you might feel like I am just going to give you some generic advice and then ask you to subscribe. But the truth is I have been using AI since it was brand new and I have had my fair share of mistakes while getting here. So trust me, this advice comes from someone who has made all the beginner mistakes and then some. And even though I've been using AI for a while now, I still don't consider myself an expert. In fact, I'm learning something new every day, and if you want to learn alongside me, definitely hit the subscribe button. But let's jump into the first thing that most beginners do wrong when using AI. And that is number 1. Don't just prompt plan. Now, most people get access to ChatGPT and they're like, okay, there's a little chat box. I'll just start typing in prompts and I hope good stuff comes out. That's not how to use ChatGPT or any other AI tool. If you want to get really good results, you need to have a plan going into your session. I like to think about it this way. What am I trying to achieve? Am I writing? Am I building? Am I researching? Or am I automating? Once you figure out what your goal is, you can work backwards to figure out how to reach that goal. For example, if you said you wanted to write a blog, you'd have to think about the whole workflow. Where do you want to start? Maybe you want to research keywords and trends first. Then you would do that in ChatGPT. Then maybe you want to make an outline and then a draft and then refine it. Or maybe you want to skip the draft and just refine right away. You might try different combinations and see which ones work for you, but you have to remember that AI is only as good as the prompts you put into it. And planning your prompts will yield way better results than just going in blindly. Number 2, use the right tool for the right job. So ChatGPT is great for a lot of things, but it's not great at everything. For example, I wouldn't use ChatGPT to edit a video or design a logo or do a voiceover. Those are jobs for specific tools that are much better at those tasks than ChatGPT. So here's a list of some of my favorite tools and what they're good for. ChatGPT Content Strategy, MidJourney or Idegram Images, ElevenLabs Voiceovers, Pictory AI Video, Zapier or Make Automation. There's also Jasper, Copy AI, Light Cafe, Vidic, and Descript. The point is there are lots of cool tools out there. And as a beginner, you might not know which ones are best for your needs. But once you figure out what you're trying to accomplish, you can Google the best tools for that job. For example, if you're trying to make graphics, you could use MidJourney, Adobe Illustrator, or Canvas. Each of these tools would be good for making graphics, but they each serve different purposes and have different strengths. So take the time to find the right tool for the job. Otherwise, you're gonna waste time and money and not get the results you want. Number 3, don't skip fine-tuning. This is a big mistake that beginners make. They forget that ChatGPT and other AIs are just tools. They're not magic. You have to put in some effort to get good results. Here are 3 ways to get better output from ChatGPT. 1. Use role prompts. Tell the chatbot what role you want it to play in the conversation. For example, you could say act as a YouTube scriptwriter, then it will know how to respond differently than if you just asked it to write a YouTube script. 2. Provide input context. Give it the information it needs to respond in the way you want. For example, you could say my audience is entrepreneurs, then it will write a script that's more relevant to that audience. 3. Include formatting instructions. Tell it how you want the response to be formatted. For example, you could say respond in bullet points, max 200 words. By including these elements in your prompts, you'll get higher quality responses that are more tailored to your needs. Number 4, use AI to build assets, not just consume. So sometimes beginners get stuck in a cycle where they just keep asking AI for help. They never try to use it to create assets for themselves. Let me explain. When I started learning to code, I would ask my friends who were developers to write simple scripts for me. I thought that was the easy way out. But then I realized that if I wanted to become a developer myself, I needed to learn how to code from scratch. Same goes for AI. If you want to succeed with AI, you need to learn how to use it to create assets for yourself. And those assets could be anything from scripts and blogs to pins and ebooks, courses, tools, email flows, reports, content batches. You name it. The more assets you create, the more leverage you'll have and the more successful you'll be with AI. So instead of just asking ChatGPT for help, try using it to build assets. You won't regret it. Number 5, don't forget to stack tools. This is another big mistake beginners make. They don't stack tools together. ChatGPT on its own is pretty powerful, but it becomes even more powerful when you combine it with other tools. Here are some examples. You can use ChatGPT plus Canva plus Pinterest to drive traffic to your blog. You can use Notion AI to summarize your research and build an outline. You can build mini SaaS apps with AI and no-code tools like Bubble or Softer. The possibilities are really endless. You just need to get creative and experiment with different combinations. But please note, you can't combine every tool together. You need to pick the right ones for the job. Back to the graphics example, you might pair Canva with Photoshop. These two tools complement each other well, but you wouldn't pair Canva with Microsoft Word. These two tools serve very different purposes and wouldn't work well together. Number 6. Don't fall victim to shiny object syndrome. I see this all the time with beginners. They hear about a new AI tool and they're off to the races. They abandon their current project and start a new one with the new tool. Rinse and repeat. This is what I call shiny object syndrome, and it's a major roadblock for beginners. It is important to remember that AI is just a tool and it is not going to magically make you successful. You still need to put in the work and effort to get results. So pick one workflow, for example, content creation, Etsy listings, newsletters, and go deep for at least 30 days. Try to avoid picking up any new tools or starting any new projects during that time. Instead, focus on mastering the tools and techniques you already have. Once you've done that, then pick a new workflow and go deep again. Rinse and repeat. This approach will help you avoid shiny object syndrome and make faster progress towards your goals. Number 7. Don't forget to track and tweak. So AI gives you the speed, but the results come from tweaking. You can't just set it and forget it. You need to test variations and analyze what's working and what isn't. For example, if you're creating content, you will need to test different titles and thumbnails and scripts and analyze what is performing well and what isn't. You will need to make changes and tweaks along the way to ensure that you are hitting the mark. The same goes for any other type of AI project. You need to track your results and tweak your approach accordingly. This is key to getting the most out of AI and achieving success. Getting started with AI can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. I know that these tips might seem like common sense, but trust me, they're not so common. Most people don't follow them and they end up spinning their wheels and wasting time. So don't be that person. Follow these tips and watch yourself succeed with AI. If you liked this video, make sure to check out this one next. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching and see you soon.